Hi, everyone. Welcome to Grow Big TV. Welcome in, Corky.
Hello. Woohoo. Dude,
Woohoo!
the past couple of days have been not good. I've been sick again. I just feel like I've been sick for the past 3 weeks. When you have a kid in school, they touch everything and they bring it home. So I hope from here on out that I am good to go, that I have had every single cold that the school could possibly give me. So yeah, how have you been, by the way?
I can't talk. I'm really stuffy. If I laugh, I cough. And I like to laugh. So if I laugh and cough too much, I'm sorry. You're not catching it. You're good. We
Yeah,
got the screen in front of all of us.
it's horrible, but we're gonna get pulled through this, and I just have accepted that I'm gonna get sick every time my son goes to school. So
So just let everybody know we're doing pretty well on our channel. We have almost 800 subs. We
yes.
also have people starting to follow us on LinkedIn and TikTok a little bit and Twitter. So we're starting to really get out there. It's really, really awesome. And we're going to get to do more of the get to know us videos during our journey here in the beginning because people have no idea who we are in other platforms. And we both think that's very important. So we have 16 people in the chat so far on YouTube. If anybody hears us on other channels, the only place we could hear you is on YouTube. So come on over to YouTube. That's where we could see your questions, and we'll try to answer them to our best of our ability. And if we don't know the answer, we're not going to bullshit you. We'll just say, hey, we'll come back to you. We're going to answer your questions. So that's not an issue. That's very important to get back to people who watch us. So who's in the chat? We got the Stock Explorer, Carrie Leonard, Uncle Al, and thank you, Uncle Al and the Stock Explorer for sharing us out all over the place.
Yes, thank you, Uncle Al.
We got Greg Bryson's here. CR is here. I've seen CR's live for a little bit today. You got Garden State, so-and-so. Welcome in. Dragon
Big
Cat.
thank you to Jane Doe for being a moderator and sending in that information that everybody needs, especially for the giveaways and stuff like that. You are the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jane. It's so helpful what you do. What you do is the things behind the scene that helps the program grow. Because people want to say, hey, we could share this, we could do this, we could do this. And it's you are there, you're creating our community all by yourself of what you're doing. So I think that's really awesome. We got Susan Goulet, unbiased. Green Granny's here. Hope you're doing okay, Green Granny.
Yep. Love you, Green Granny.
Chris Shirey babies. Lady Dagger status.
Unbiased LLC. What's up?
Annabelle TV and Happy Mac. Welcome in. And there's Jane Doe.
Look who just came in here. It's the Marshmallow Man.
Thanks. How you doing, Lewis? Casings 55. Welcome in. Yeah, part of our channel is really trying to include you guys. Even as when we get large, we really want to involve you guys. That's so important because Courtney and I were talking about it, and a lot of times you can go in the chat and people totally ignore you. And the hardest thing, though, is when you get 100 people in a chat, it's almost impossible to do that. You can say hi to here, and there, but it's very hard to do. And I know I have that. That's a problem with me, my other channel, and I try to express that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I can't get that. I can't get to everybody. Welcome in, Kimberly.
We got the Operation Capsaicin in here. Thank you, Matt, for leaving a comment. What's up?
How you doing, Matt? And let me see. I think I missed one person in there. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. You ever see his videos at all, Courtney?
I have not, actually. This is really the first time that I've seen him. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have to check it out.
Mike's all over the internet on so many channels, like 24/7. I feel like every time I'm in a channel, he's there. and his gardening is really amazing. I love what he does. And there's everyday life of the OCD-ish chick. Welcome in. So, guys, today it's broccoli.
I know, it's my favorite vegetable. And somebody else wrote, I think it was Happy Mac, they wrote on that that's my favorite vegetable too, but I like to load it with cheese. And yeah, I like to load it with cheese too. It's awesome. But yeah, when you get older, you're like, oh, I should probably just some little bit of saute. But really, honestly, I like to boil the crap out of it and eat it that way too. But you know.
I like it. I like it. I could eat it out of the garden because it's fresher out of the garden too.
Mm.
Sometimes you get all those bugs on them too. So
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of times, the warmer the temperature goes, the more I would have to put some salt, put them in a thing of water to see if anything comes up. Just to,
Yeah, and you know what? That's a really good thing. Okay, so it wasn't this summer, it was the last summer I grew celery. And I'm a celery growing fool. Like I can grow it very well. And we grew a ton of it and it's seriously, I can't even do it on this screen. It got like this big. It was really big. And I noticed that it was really tight. The stems were really tight. And inside, if you could just pry them apart a little bit, there was little bugs. And I was like, oh, I said, we need to do something with that. I'm like, I don't know how we're going to get those bugs out. Well, I decided, I'm like, salt water. That's the only thing I can think of. So I made a huge batch of salt water. I put them in my sink, and it almost made me not want to eat celery ever again. I had so many bugs because they were in those tight little crevices of the celery. They were like really bunched in there. So I soaked them in that salt water for a while and it killed almost all those little teeny bugs. And then I sprayed them out with my sprayer. But just a reminder, guys, when you're doing, it's not like the grocery store. When you're doing Brussels sprouts, when you're doing broccoli, when you're doing cauliflower, all of those things, especially if you're doing an organic garden, like you should be doing, you're going to have bugs. So make sure that you're not just dropping those right away into your pot, that you're rinsing them off really good. Otherwise, you're going to have lots of protein in there for you.
One of the things I liked using this year was Surround. And just be careful because you want it on your leaves. You don't want it on your heads or anything. So you can spray it in the beginning. It works great. It repels everything. So it's organic too. And so what the pests do, they come to the plant, and the only thing they taste is like clay and sand. Like, who wants to taste sand? Bugs don't even like that.
Right.
So they go right to the leaf. They're like, oh, this is disgusting. I'm not going here. They go somewhere else. They go into the next door neighbor's property.
Yeah, really.
And so I use Surround. Surround is very expensive.
It is. But you know what? A little bit goes a long way. You don't really have to put a bunch of it in a garden sprayer. Just like a little bit. And it lasts, well, I would say we have to fill it up twice for our garden. But it goes a long way. And you're right, OCD chick. The more bugs that you have on something, the bugs taste it like we do. They're like, this is good. I'm going to attack this. This is wonderful. Well, if it's really good to a bug, it's going to be really good for humans. So just remember that.
Yeah, don't ruin it. Don't spray all this crap on it.
Yeah.
That's this is always a controversial topic, but when you look at America and everybody's using fertilizer, we're killing our water system. We're killing everything ourselves.
Right.
If you go to, I would say at least 60% of each town, they use fertilizer on their grass. That goes right into the water.
Yeah. And you notice that your neighbors have perfect grass. Like, I stay the heck away from that. Like, I make sure I don't plant anything near that, because that's going straight into the groundwater, straight over. Like, you don't know when they spray, that wind could be blowing. It could go right over into your yard. And you have to be really careful.
And don't use those grass clippings if you use any kind of fertilizer. Don't put them back in your garden or your compost.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't really need to have a perfect lawn. I don't, but my lawn is good. My lawn is great, and I don't spray anything on it. In fact, I like having the dandelions and stuff because I think it looks cute. But, you know, you have people like my mom who need to have that perfect lawn, and yeah, they don't like the dandelions. They don't like anything like that. And it really bugs me. It really bothers my heart because I love bees. And so, yeah.
It just to let you guys know, the thing for the future is using compost tea on your grass and using a lot of actually urine into your compost, but the urine has to get the salts out to be effective. But that, because urine is very high in nitrogen, and that's what you grow your grass with. So look for something like that in probably about 10 years from now. That's going to be your main topic. That's going to be your main fertilizer. It's going to be like compost tea. So pretty nuts thinking about that. Hey, go pee in the yard, kids.
The dandelions, and I love those Dutch flowers, those little white ones. I love those things. And I think Baker Creek sells those, as well as they sell the pink dandelions as well. But I don't think the pink ones are as hardy as the yellow. But yeah, I love those little Dutch flowers. And I like when they, you have like a little bit over here and a little bit over there. They're so cute. And the bees love them, especially honeybees. They're all over them. And yeah, I tell my husband, I'm like, don't mow that. Don't mow that. Let the bees do their thing. So
we have between 29 and around 27, well, 26 now, 26 to 30 people in the chat. So thank you guys for coming. We have Trusting God that just came in. Wanda Moses. There's Matt talking. Let me see if anybody else. Built on a Rock Homestead. Well, welcome in. And if I'm mumbling, guys, it's just because I'm sick and stuffy. And
oh, we both are. And we're not even near each other. It's like, how did we both get sick? It's crazy. I got it through the internet.
I'm just happy my mom didn't get sick.
Yeah.
With her having cancer and going through what she has. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a video. So Dr. Paula Ruffin is going to do a 2 to 5 minute video on what we're talking about. So today we're talking about broccoli, and she's going to talk about the health benefits of broccoli. And we're also going to have a video too on Thursdays. It's called Did You Know? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
No?
Did you know? Did you know?
Did you know?
And that's going to be fun. But Juliana is sick today, and that's who's going to be. That's Juby, and she's not going to be here tonight. But so that's going to be. We're going to start adding some things in, and which is a lot of fun. Did you know? So I'm going to show you Dr. Paula Ruffin's video. Just give me 1 second because I'm going to share a thing here. And here it is.
Eat your broccoli. What's so special about broccoli, and why should we be eating it or more of it? In our world of overly toxic burdens in our environment, in our air, in our water, in our food, we have to pay attention to clearing these toxic chemicals out of our body more than we ever have been before. And so eating broccoli can actually be a really great way to clear these toxins from your system. The more toxins build up in your body, the more opportunity there is for diseases like neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, or autoimmune issues like thyroid issues, chronic fatigue, Crohn's, colitis, or even fibromyalgia. And yes, oftentimes even cancers. So whether you have any of these chronic diseases or whether you just want your body to be healthy and you want to make sure that these toxic loads don't build up in your body, broccoli is a great way to make sure that you're hedging your bets. Now, what is so special about it? Broccoli actually contains a compound called glucoraphanin, say that 3 times fast, and myrosinase, which is an enzyme. And when the two of those come together and you chew the broccoli, they actually create a reaction to form a compound called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane has over 1,500 published studies on PubMed because of its antioxidant properties, its ability to detoxify the body, as well as bring down inflammation. So paying attention to eating more broccoli is going to really help to make sure that your body starts to clear out all of these toxic chemicals. The more broccoli you can eat, the better. But here's one even better. If you can actually sprout.
Oh,
Whoop.
we lost her.
Technical difficulties. So we're going to get all technical issues out of the way. It's a good start, though. So that's Dr. Paula Ruffin. She's also shown that on her site each week. So all you have to do, if you missed any of that video, just come back and watch the rewind here, or go to Dr. Paula Ruffin. I know she wants to get to 1,000 subs. So if you haven't gone to her site, Jane, can you post Dr. Paula Ruffin's page and go subscribe over there? It's a lot of good information, guys. And she's she's a great woman. She's and so knowledgeable. So that's pretty awesome.
Thank you, Andel, for coming in and dancing along with rentals. I see you guys out there, so thank you so much for supporting our channel. Thank you so much.
So we're going to go today, just to let you guys know, we're going to give out some seeds a little later. We're going to give out, after we're going to talk about eggplant, but we're also going to give out eggplant. Also, these are all MI Gardener seeds, because we give out, on this channel, we give out all MI Gardener seeds during a week. That's habanero. We got the purple bell pepper, mortgage lifter, cabbage, and we're also giving away pucker butt sauce. I love saying pucker butt. Pucker butt. Pucker butt's the #1 hot sauce company out there. Ed Curry is actually the world's record holder in the hottest pepper. And shake. And we're going to give away some brandy chocolate cherry hot sauce. Doesn't that look really cool?
Yeah. So
we're going to give that away a little later. If nobody wins, that's going right in my fridge. Pucker butt. Yeah, and we're still in the works of making some commercials for MI Gardener and Pucker butt. But probably we won't have those until probably the beginning of the year, but we'll see.
Yeah, we are very excited to have MI Gardener as one of our sponsors. So thank you so much for being there and giving us seeds and helping out our little community as well. It's been great.
Now, also MI Gardeners can have 20% off sale. They've been having all these other sales on fertilizer, like 30% off, which Luke has never done. And Luke's all over the place. Luke is great, so knowledgeable. In one of my first videos, not one of my first, I don't know, it was so long ago. He would call out people and said, "This is wrong." And you think I'm very gullible, so when I'm listening to stuff and I think everything's true, and Luke would go on a video, and "This is not true. Do not believe it." Blah blah blah, and I'm like, I want to. This kid, that's a kid, but I want to listen to him. What does he know that I don't know? And he worked in his own greenhouse when he first started, and that's what I like about Luke.
Yeah,
you're gonna get to by him. That's what counts. So we're going to talk about our growing guide, and thank you for everybody that's coming in. We got 30 people on the chat, and share this out if you have a chance. Welcome in, Gare. So right away, if I made any mistakes on this growing guide of spelling, it's just because, it's done late at night. But it's done. That's what counts. We're also going to have some trivia. So I'm very excited. So, okay, broccoli growing guide. If you're interested in growing broccoli, they are not just healthful, but beautiful and flavorful. But growing broccoli can be challenged. A host of issues can arise if proper attention is not given to the timing, temperature, fertility, and watering. Head formation, everybody has a lot of problems with head formation, is usually initiated by exposure of temps at around 50 degrees over a period of several weeks. This changes within each variety. That's very important to know. When grown in warmer climes, they are not exposed to cooler temps. They are simply not as sweet as those grown in cooler temps. So we'll go with that. We'll start off with that. So living in New Jersey, I have a lot of success growing broccoli. But in the spring, we have that one period of time where it's 90 degrees. And you're going to have problems with broccoli when it gets really, really hot. So if you have those problems where you live, where it's all of a sudden it gets hot in the spring for that 1 week, try put like a cover on it, a row cover, something that you don't want the sun to beat on that broccoli or brassica. That's very, very important. And another issue is watering too, because people don't water enough, especially when the plants start. You want to make sure you definitely water your plants. And that's not just including broccoli, but all plants. And broccoli, cauliflower, I'm telling you, it gets hot in those spells, guys, and you're not watering, you're not going to have the same taste. It doesn't grow the same. Native to the Mediterranean region, broccoli was cultivated in Italy in ancient Roman times and was introduced into New England about 1720. Broccoli seeds were introduced to the U.S. by Thomas Jefferson, who planted them in Monticello as early as 1767.
Have you ever been to Monticello?
No, but my grandmother was, when she came over, that's where she was at.
It's really cool.
And what do you know about Monticello?
It's just a really cool place, really historical place. And I was surprised when I went. Like, they have this beautiful porch and these old rocking chairs that's on the porch. And they have beautiful grounds. But when I went inside the actual place, I was really surprised how modern it looked. Like, it looks modern, but it's really old. And so I thought it was actually beautiful. So if you ever get a chance to go, you have to go because it's really cool. I love historical places. So.
Yeah, that's going to be historical for me because that's where my grandmother came over when she came over from Poland. So it'd be good trace back some roots a little bit. So that's pretty cool. So guys, when we do these growing guides, if we talk, it could be in the middle of a sentence. We just got to figure it out.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No, but that's how we're going to do it.
Okay.
So some facts are just, hey, I want to talk about it. Stop right there. So that's important. That's what this is for. So we all go learn a little bit instead of just somebody just reading off off his notes. Broccoli. Now this is pretty interesting because I got other notes that broccoli. It's a little changed a little bit after I go back because right now it says United States is the world's largest producer of broccoli. Well, some notes I got back, that's not true. They were a third. So I don't think everybody knows their stats about broccoli, but we're in the top three. We're in the top three. So broccoli was first grown in California, and the first ice pack crop was shipped east in 1924. However, broccoli did not become a crop of significance in the U.S. until after World War II. Isn't that crazy thinking about that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at that. I'm like, how does that happen? Broccoli is like so popular right now.
Well, I remember my grandmother telling me about how when she grew up, and she grew up during the World War II eras because my grandfather was in World War II, and she never had broccoli. And then she was in the hospital with when she had a baby, and her hospital partner, her neighbor, said, she had broccoli on her tray, and she's like, I don't know what this is. And the girl's like, that's broccoli. You need to eat that. It's so good for you. And ever since then, my grandma was obsessed with broccoli. She ate it all the time. And I think that's where I kind of got my love for it as well, is because my grandma would always cook it. And so that and asparagus. But broccoli was always, a part of her dinners, So it wasn't really popular until that time period. And I don't think a lot of people even knew what it was. So it's very good for you. And it tastes delicious. So
the first time I really liked broccoli is when I had it in chicken and broccoli, Chinese. And I was like, oh, what's this? This is not like my mom's. My mom it was terrible. My mom made it. I mean, it was so bad. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wow, it doesn't look burnt.
Oh,
when I had the chicken and broccoli, and I'm like, tasted it, I'm like, oh, wow, I could do so much with this.
Yeah.
Then I started going on my own, make my own dishes with broccoli. I almost want to cough so loud because I want to laugh so much right now.
I know, it's hard.
My mom can't make vegetables. It's a problem, especially Brussels sprouts. After you learned how to do it yourself, you're like, oh, this is what it's supposed to taste like.
Right. You know, that's the thing is like, I don't think I've ever had a good Brussels sprout. That was my big problem because I love cabbage. I love cabbage, and Brussels sprouts kind of taste like cabbage. They're just smaller. And so when I had them out one time, I can't remember where I went. I went to a restaurant and they cut them in half and they kind of smashed them a little bit. And they put this vinaigrette over them, you know? And I was eating, I'm like, this is freaking delicious. I'm like, I've been cooking these wrong the whole time. So anybody that just boils the crap out of them or whatever, you don't know how to cook them. You gotta like saute those suckers and put them in something, or they're just freaking delicious. And I think that's a lot with a lot of vegetables. People just don't know how to cook them properly, and then they had them for the first time, and they're like, "Well, this tastes like crap. I'm not eating this again." You know, it's because they hadn't had it right to begin with. You know, so
Welcome in, Helen Ford. Good to see you.
Thanks for coming in.
And becoming a Green Stalkers here. So there's 32 people in the chat now. Thank you guys, everybody for coming. So now the United States is the world's largest producer of broccoli. Most of the broccoli is sold as fresh produce. In 2011, the U.S. produced more than 2 billion pounds of broccoli with a value of over $750 million on 130,000 acres. Well, I'm surprised it's that many little acres. I would think it would have been a lot more, actually. So we could grow more. Leading broccoli producing states are cauliflower.
I gotta get on that. I gotta know exactly. Like, I just gotta get on that as far as growing broccoli. I gotta get good at it.
You know what? If you have problems growing in the ground, grow them in a grow bag, and because then you get the proper nutrients. Then you can work from there to your soil. And this is really interesting. Now, this is kind of confusing to me a little bit. Leading broccoli producing states are California, Arizona, Texas, and Oregon. Broccoli is also a large scale in Italy, Northern Europe, and the Far East. But in California, where in California? Arizona?
In Northern California, where it's cooler, I would assume. And like places like Arizona. Now that's another thing that confuses me a lot because Arizona can get really hot. But there are also places in Arizona that snow. And I tend to forget about that. So they're probably growing them in areas that are cooler and not like the southern parts of Arizona and California, because there's no way broccoli could survive.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of confusing looking at that. But you also have the temperature difference that goes up and down. So I'm surprised it's not in something like New York or New Jersey
or somewhere. Yeah, I don't know.
That's pretty interesting to know. And I know New Jersey's increasing their supply, so I know that for New Jersey. Welcome in, Gail, Southern Living. Welcome in, Gail. And I got your card today, by the way. Thank you so much for the Christmas card. Good timing to come in, Gail. Soil requirements and site selection. Early sprouting broccoli prefers a well-drained soil, fertile soil. That's very important. High in organic matter with a pH of a 5.8 to a 6.8. You also go to 5.5 to a 6.5, so somewhere's in that range. It requires a regular supply of water, so choose a location that can be irrigated frequently. A thick layer of organic mulch can be helpful in cooling the soil and conserving moisture during the heat of the spring and summer. Organic mulches such as grass clippings, straw, shredded newspaper help cool the soil, reduce water stress, and help control weeds. Yeah, so it's very important, guys, when you have that, to just have the right mulch, because you got to have that ground cool so the plant can just thrive. Once you get that heat, I'm telling you, the taste of broccoli totally changes with the amount of heat outside. It totally changes. Fertilization. I like to use a slow-release organic fertilizer, then add a side dressing of compost, fish emulsion, blood meal, because my soil is lacking fertility. My ground really stinks in certain parts. It's getting better every year, totally. But I didn't see a worm in my garden probably for 5 years.
Wow.
It was that bad. So you got to add this stuff. You got to add your your compost, your compost tea.
Yeah.
Compost tea is so important, guys. I'm going to be stressing that more when the years go on. Compost tea is the in thing because compost tea really is a fertilizer.
Yeah.
And
It
so
is. It is. You just have to really make sure that it's watered down to otherwise you're going to burn out your crop.
You don't want to burn anything down.
No.
And if you guys are adding anything to the garden, always start small and then increase where you want it. Never and say, hey, more is better, because more is definitely not better in a garden. If you have good soil, you do not need to add anything. If you see your plants turning purple, yeah, they need more nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
I also like to add nutrients into the soil. I've been adding that for ozimite rock dust. I've been adding that for a while, which is really cool. It adds a lot of micronutrients and other nutrients in a garden. Starting seeds. The ideal soil temperature to germinate broccoli is around 75. But after you germinate that, take them off the heat the heat mat. The ideal after germination, the ideal temperature is 60 degrees. So 2 to 3 seeds, not cells, seeds. See, fat fingers. If anybody's reading the thing, it's 2 to 3 seeds. I would say 2 seeds and my gardener. Not even that one. Great germination rate, especially with those brassicas, and then transplant when the plants are 5 to 6 inches tall.
Yeah.
And have about 3 or 4 true leaves. You don't want to just transfer them out if they have 2 leaves. You want them to get thicker.
Right.
Harden the plants off to outdoor conditions for about a week prior to transplanting. When transplanting the plants, you plant about 1 to 2 inches in the soil. Space rows 18 to 24 inches apart, and space plants 6 to 18 inches apart within rows. But let's talk a little bit about hardening off the plants. How long do you harden off your plants?
How long? It just depends. Usually it's a couple weeks. But if you like, what I'm hearing though is if you use surround, that you don't need to harden off your plants. That you could put that surround on them right from the get-go, and it will help your plants not get sunburned.
I like to do both. I like to put them in the shade and try to gradually increase them into the sun. But also, I like to spray under the leaves too, because I don't want any bugs to go under there. So it's easy to spray your surround on the undersides of the leaves before you do all transplanting. That makes life a lot easier, because that's where the bugs want to go. They want to go under the leaf, not on top of the leaf.
Right.
They want to go underneath. So just to make things a little easier. Now, companion planting. Now, I have done a little less, but not too much. I haven't really had a problem with bugs on my brassicas yet, but I'm due. I'm really due.
You're lucky. There are tons of companion plants for broccoli, and I haven't had any issues as far as planting next to them. My biggest issue is trying to get them to grow and get the heads on there.
Gotta get those heads.
Yeah.
It's always good getting heads on a plant. Oh, welcome in. We have Shift Kickers here. And Shift Kicker, thank you so much for every morning for sharing out my channel and everything. Our channel, sorry, my mistake. Our channel, for sharing us out and promoting us. I really, really appreciate it.
Hello, Tin TV. Thank you for coming in. And yes, you should grow your food as much as you can.
Welcome in, Tin TV. First time I seen a new name, I'm kind of shocked. This is awesome. So welcome in. It's so good to see you. So one of the first companion plants is garlic and onions. Why? Because the smell. They don't like the smell. I might like the smell, but they don't. Pests don't like the strong scent, and they repel aphids, slugs, and cabbage worms. Also plant alliums, your onions and garlic, around the edges of your garden to try to keep the air out. Well, that hasn't really worked for me. They might take a little bit of while. They might take a whiff, but after a while, the good stuff always comes.
I don't think marigolds smell very good either. I feel like every time I go out to the garden and they're there, they smell like death to me. I don't think they smell good. Marigolds are also another thing that's really good to plant around broccoli because it smells. And there's a lot of bugs out there that don't like them.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And marigolds are so easy to grow. You save those seeds. It's the easiest seed you can save. The plants die, you grab it off, you take it off, put it somewhere it's ready to dry. It's so easy. I started saving marigold seeds since I was very little. It's actually the first seed I ever saved
Oh, really?
with my grandmother. And she goes, "You want more seed? I can't buy plants, but just save the seeds." I'll go, "Really? What do you do?" She taught me. And so I was doing it I think it's great. It's so easy too. Now beets. Why beets next to your broccoli? Well, they don't compete. They don't compete with broccoli for the nutrients, and broccoli and cabbage thrive in cool weather. So they thrive in cool weather. Perfect. You got less things to do in your bed, and well, they don't compete for nutrients. So and if you see weeds, get those weeds out of there. You don't want the competition. Another thing is celery. Now, Courtney, she plants a lot of celery. Did you ever plant your celery next to your broccoli?
No, I have not. No, because I mound. I never thought about this because I mound my celery because you're supposed to make a mound, and I usually don't feel. I feel like I don't have enough room in between my plants. So maybe this next time around, I'm going to do that because I think that would be a really great idea.
Oh, thank you, Tim TV, for sharing us out. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And welcome in Cheryl Wilson. Cheryl Wilson's here.
Thank you for coming in.
So 36 people in the chat. Thank you, guys. So plant your celery next to your broccoli. And Chamomile. Chamomile is a dainty plant that is usually used for flavor in herbal teas and desserts, but it's also a great companion for broccoli and other brassica plants. Chamomile flowers will attract pollinators and beneficial insects like predatory wasps to your garden. This plant is also known to enhance the flavor of the growth of the broccoli. Who knew that? Did you ever know that?
I didn't know that, no.
Chamomile.
I'm really weird about growing that, and I'll tell you why. It grows like a weed, and then it grows everywhere, which is fine, I guess. But the next following year, if I'm not planting something there that is companion to, I'm gonna have to rip it out. Chamomile is also really, really good for growing next to your tomatoes and stuff like that. It has like antiviral, antibacterial properties as well. So if you plant that in between your tomatoes, it's supposed to keep down those pesky like tomato viruses and stuff like that. I do not know for sure if it actually does. I have not done that. I have not done it myself, but I've done a lot of companion gardening. So, but I have not tested that theory. So I don't know. I haven't seen it myself, but
I have never grown it, and I can't even pronounce it.
it's okay.
Chamomile. That's it. I said chamomile. This plant is also known to enhance the flavor and growth of broccoli and other brassicas when it's sown in your vegetable garden. Wow, I really never knew that. I seen that last night when I was typing this up, and I was like, really? Well, you learn things when you do research and do things. So like that was pretty awesome. Dill. When allowed to bloom, dill was one of the best grow to attract beneficial insects to your garden. Yeah, they really go to dill. Those beneficial insects. Lured in by the dill plants, predatory wasps can hunt cabbage loopers and help protect your broccoli plants. Additionally, dill and broccoli grow best in cool weather, and dill can benefit from the shade from taller broccoli plants.
I might do that this year as well with the dill because you're right about the beneficial insects because I always see worms on there, but they're butterfly worms. They're like, caterpillars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But this year I want to definitely have my own dill to put in with my pickles. So that'll be the best bet. And I'll get a ton of dill and protect my broccoli at the same time. Sounds good to me.
Welcome in, Cindy. Welcome into the chat.
Hello, Scratch and Pete. Thanks for coming in. Kimberly, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate y'all.
And we got lettuce. Another cool weather vegetable. Lettuce will bolt when temperatures start to rise, but if you plant your lettuce under taller broccoli plants, that added shade can slow down the bolting process and keep your lettuce edible for a little bit longer. Potatoes. Potatoes and broccoli are both plants that need a lot of nutrients to grow properly. So especially if you have your soil's not that good, well, you got to keep on adding stuff around it. So that's the reason why there's that benefit. So they are not an obvious choice for a companion plant because they need those nutrients. However, if you properly provide plenty of fertilizer, these plants will grow well together. That is partly due to the fact that broccoli has shallow roots that won't get away with your potato harvest.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about a lot of stuff. You got to keep on adding a lot of compost tea added into your grow bed, though.
Yeah.
Spinach, like lettuce, spinach will bolt when temperatures rise, but you can prolong the growing season of your spinach by planting it under the broccoli. Not only will this benefit your spinach, but it's also a smart way to put bare garden soil to use and get more fresh produce out of your garden. So utilize what you have, guys. A lot of people don't have an acre of property. You only have like a little spot to put something. Utilize. You have less weeds if you utilize the space you have. So just got to make sure what plant goes what, because you don't want to take all those nutrients. Now, Nebraska's Pest and Diseases. Now, this is what we are talking about before. That, oh man, you have a broccoli, you got all those bugs. You're never going to grow broccoli again. Guess what they have? So just make sure you start early. Welcome in, Rambling with the Brums. Welcome in, Scott. It's good to see you.
We have a question. It says, how do I get rid of squash beetles? They destroyed squash and pumpkins last season. The best thing to do is to rotate your crops if you can. I know a lot of people can't because they only live on a small piece of property or they only have specific garden beds. Try not to grow them that year, or but honestly, the best thing to do with that and to keep them from coming back every year is to trick them. Even if you can, I would suggest growing, like sacrificing some, like maybe grow some in the area that you grew last year and then grow your bigger crop in another place. And then they will attack that and not come to your other spot. So you have to think a little bit outside the box and make sure you're rotating your crops and maybe even do a sacrificial crop to your bugs. But yeah, they're horrible. I had squash bugs, so many this year. It was ridiculous.
And also you surround earlier because they really detour you got to get it from the very beginning. So you got to forecast what your weather, what you see. You got to be out there looking around. So the more you leave it, the more will come. Because they smell it, you get them to smell it, they're coming. They want that food, just like I want Jersey pizza. I smell it from downstairs. I smell it up. I can smell the pizza from upstairs from downstairs. I'm coming to get it.
A lot of people don't know this either, but knowing to garden is knowing your bugs. So you also have to know the bugs in your garden. So if you don't know what specific bugs and stuff are, do some research on them and figure it out. Because if you're gardening, you're going to want to know what they are. What is beneficial, what is not beneficial, what they look like, and stuff like that.
Annabelle, really try using Surround. It is one of the best organic things to use. Just use it early.
Yeah. Use Surround from the very beginning. That helps. And it helps keep them down. Use things like I use garlic spray. Mm-hmm. I make my own. It's really easy. I make a tea out of it. I use a garlic spray. And I know Howie would always say, use biochar. So I put biochar on everything last year. And you can even crush it up and put it on your plants. And the hard-shelled bugs do not like that either. So
if you're going organic, beneficial bugs will come into your garden. It's a total fight in there, guys. I mean, you wouldn't believe what's really going on in your garden when you guys go organic. Just bugs that are attacking. There's ones that are coming in. You just gotta plant the right stuff, like using dill, what we talked about before.
You're
So when
gonna
you
have
have dill,
bugs. It's just on what kind of scale are you gonna have them?
like I know this is not on topic here, but like for tomatoes, I let my basil go to seed around every single tomato plant because you got those predatory wasps that just go freaking nuts. I mean, they're freaking great. I never really have any kind of problems at all. So you just got to find out what plant could go to seed. For example, like basil and tomatoes and basil everywhere, basically. I mean, it's really great plant, and dill, just like a lot of the herbs. Brassicas, pest and diseases. So with the flea beetles, you also got the crucifer beetle, the striped flea beetle. Go back to the flea beetle, smart black beetles that feed on your seedlings. Adult chew tiny holes on the leaves, and they kill seedlings. So you start seeing those black beetles or flea beetles on your plant, man, you got to really get those off, wash them off, get them out of there, because they are really going to kill your seeding right from the start. Cabbage looper moth, which also you have the imported cabbage worm and a diamondback moth. They lay, let me see, where's my notes? They lay eggs that turn into caterpillars. So if you see those caterpillars on your broccoli, well, it all starts with the cabbage looper moth.
I know. I see it out there every once in a while. They call it the little devil.
It is the devil. It's like, get out of here. Come on. I just want to go swat them. Every time you go to swat, you miss. Like, how did they miss?
I'll never forget when I first saw one, though. I'm like, oh, look, honey, we have a butterfly in our garden. I had no idea what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, the more you see, the more problems you're going to have. That's for sure. And use a row cover, guys. If you see them, use your row covers if it's early in the season. So try to look up that. Try to figure out something you can make yourself if you can't afford like a row cover. Aphids, several species target brassicas. Green are black, soft-bodied insects that go under the underside of the leaves. Leaves become crinkled and they get curled. And caterpillars. Oh, they are the biggest thing with broccoli. They cause the most problems with broccoli. They feed on the leaves and the head of the plant. They can be hard to see because they are green. They're ugly. Yeah. They blend in. You can't find them. If you see those, like Corky said, if you see those white butterflies hanging around a garden, well, they're most likely imported cabbage worm butterflies. The eggs that lay on a plant will turn to caterpillars that become pests. Oh, that's so aggravating us.
It is very aggravating.
How to avoid these pests? Crop rotation, transplant, how you transplant everything, weed control, because if you see they're around a lot of weeds, they tend to go more into that direction too. Here's your row covers that we talked about a couple seconds ago. And plant high quality seeds, like in my gardener seeds.
Yes, and you guys, crop rotation is number one, but be careful if you're doing transplants because you don't have time to grow your own seeds. I highly suggest growing your own if you can. But say, for instance, you went somewhere and you just be careful with that because you're dragging in something else from the greenhouse. You don't know because that's what I did. I went the other, maybe 2 summers ago. My mom insisted on growing these Better Boy tomatoes and she wanted to put them in our garden. And I'm like, okay. So she gives us like maybe a pack of them and we grow them. And like in a couple days, they didn't have any leaves on them. They were just stems. And I knew that was from a hornworm. But we typically don't have hornworm issues in our garden. So we definitely brought it from the greenhouse.
Yeah, guys, the greenhouses are really, really bad.
So just be careful with that, who you're taking them from and stuff like that. And that goes with anybody. Like if you're taking them from your neighbor, you're inviting pests into your garden. So just be careful.
You wouldn't believe the pest problems they have in those greenhouses where they grow them because they're mass produced. Everything's mass produced, and then they mail it on a truck to your area. A lot of the plants come from New Jersey, are actually from North Carolina or Virginia, which is pretty crazy. And then we plant them up here. Why are you buying plants that they start in North Carolina? you know,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy. Broccoli can be eaten raw or cooked. To cook, one can steam, boil, or microwave. I never really did any kind of microwaving, but some people don't have the be able to cook. Well, I guess the microwave works best. But eat them raw. Broccoli is great raw. Storing broccoli, you can put it in the fridge up to 2 weeks at 40 degrees. So it has a pretty good shelf life there in the fridge, which is pretty cool. Nutrition: broccoli has low sodium, no fat, no cholesterol, high vitamin C, is low in calories, is a source of folate, calcium, and vitamin A. So it's very nutritious. Now I got this chart from Johnny Select Seeds. So again, different broccoli for certain sections. Because if you live in a warm region, you may not want another kind of broccoli. So I know we use MI Gardener seeds, but I thought this was pretty good chart to use. So like Green Magic is very good in New Jersey. 57 days. Heat tolerance is very good. Average cold tolerance. So this is a great chart to see, guys. So if you want this chart, just go to Johnny Seeds. Their charts are amazing for all their vegetables because it tells you how long they grow them, your heat tolerance, your cold tolerance, when to plant them over here to the right. I thought this was a very good chart to read. Amadeus I like too. Actually, I grew mostly all of them. That's pretty funny. But this is pretty interesting. So they're selling this vegetable. They're not bullcrapping anybody. So this one over here, the Kariba, I know I'm probably saying that wrong because I need my glasses, but heat tolerance, poor. So, and same thing with the Marathon, poor heat tolerance. So I thought that was very interesting. They put that in there and they actually sell it. So there's some broccoli heads. I wanted to show you guys some of my broccoli heads I've grown. And I know I have them on a video on TikTok and some other ones. I have like big broccoli I have in my hands and my eyes and a whole bunch of stuff. Mini sprouting broccolis. So broccoli rabe, you go to the high fancy places. A lot of people love broccoli rabe. Frequently asked questions. How much time we got? 7:53 already. 30 people in the chat. We're going to move on from this, guys, because we're going to be lacking a little bit of time. But if you have any other questions, feel free to ask us on an email about broccoli. Hope this helped out a lot of people.
Yep, he must have jumped out. So Johnny Seeds provides a lot of hybrid seeds. So if you are interested in that, there we go. You go to Johnny Seeds and you take a look. Basically read every single thing that they have. What is right for you? Because that's what I have done in the past. I'm like, okay, I have this and this and this, and Johnny Seeds has this seed, and this hybrid seed protects against this and this and this. So I've had to do that with several things that I have grown in the past. So Johnny Seeds offers a really great selection of hybrids. So definitely want to check them out.
So what do you guys
really good site.
What do you guys think in the chat? Did you guys enjoy that part? Because we're trying to get some feedback from the first time. This is our second growing guide. Did you guys really enjoy that kind of growing guide? It goes on for an hour, so it's not prolonged. I thought we gave some pretty good information, some information you didn't know, something about nutrition, about the vegetable. Just trying to get some feedback. Did you guys enjoy that?
Connie Davison said, yes, I do.
You should try every part of the broccoli. Yeah, when you guys have broccoli and you have that big head that everybody wants, the head is great, it still sprouts out. So don't just like, there goes the plant. The broccoli will still sprout out a whole bunch of other trees, as you could say. Yes, I enjoyed it. Thank you. I love this episode. Yes. Yes, I did. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Yes. Good. Let's when Corky and I started talking about this, I'm like, one of the favorite things I like to talk about is growing guides.
Yeah.
Said, we could really do this and expand it and talk about it, because nobody really talks about a growing guide where they're talking to a chat and talking about our experiences and putting something together at the same time. I thought it'd be like really, really cool. I like to talk. Yes.
Well, thanks for coming in 2%. Appreciate you.
Don't worry, Happy Mac. I'm very weird in my ways too. But it's all good. It's all good. I love growing guides. Cool. So right now we're going to talk a little bit about some of the vegetables we're going to be handing out and my gardener. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the Black Beauty eggplant, the habanero Caribbean orange, a hot pepper, the purple beauty bell, the mortgage lifter, and a Copenhagen market cabbage, which we're going to be giving out after this. So we're going to go to and we're going to talk about the seed packets, guys, because nobody ever talks about seed packets. And M.R. Gardner gives a lot of information about this. And we got some trivia after this, too. So here is the habanero Caribbean orange pepper. I absolutely love habanero peppers. These are my favorite. I love habaneros. They pack a punch. But they're all a little different, too. And let Corky could read this. Or could you see that? Want me to expand it up a little bit?
You might want to, because, yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Caution! This innocent-looking pepper is very hot. Originating in the Amazonian Brazilian before making its way to the northern Mexico and Caribbean, this is a variety packs a punch. Sorry, I'm having a hard time reading this, and I don't think it's your thing. Fruit matures from green to bright orange and have a taste of a tangy citrus flavor, accompanied by the amazing heat. Fruit reaches 3 to 5 centimeters long, best suited for the daring and those that love spicy food. Boom! Starts indoors 8 to 10 weeks before last frost. Days to germinate are 7 to 10 days. Germination temperature, that's really good to know. It's between 80 degrees to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you live in Canada, 27 degrees to 32 degrees Celsius. Days to maturity is 75 days. Planting space 12 to 18 inches. And the fruit size is 3 inches tall. This is all really good information on the back of this packet that will teach you how to grow a habanero. Now, you do want to start at 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost, because it takes you got to remember, it takes 75 days to get this to maturity. So you got to think about when your last frost date is. Harvest peppers use as a sharp shears to cut the pepper stem from the plant to avoid plant damage. Once the peppers mature to their specialized color, the fruit will become more tender, and is that signaling?
Yes.
Signaling its ripeness.
This is the best we could do, guys.
Well, I think it's not your fault either. It's just the way the packet is printed and stuff. So it doesn't matter how much you zoom in. I don't think I can still read it.
It's also on the right side. It's very hot, so they put it's very hot. 1/4 inch deep. That's when you plant them. It's container friendly and full sun. Just other couple of notes. They are between 150 to 350,000 units in the Scoville level. Let me see what else I got. So, how do they taste like? Orange habaneros have a unique and distinct flavor that is often described as fruity. So, a lot of people think of fruity and hot peppers. Oh man, you guys see some of the hottest peppers on earth, guys? They have a fruity taste. Some people just taste like, oh, there's no taste to it. That's the reason why I like dehydrating my hot pepper plants, because you get a better taste of what it actually is.
Yes.
A lot of people taste the pepper and they go, I ain't eating that again. I can't. Dehydrating, you can actually get the taste, and the taste of a
Now,
lot of these.
something tastes good. Like, say, for instance, ghost pepper. I think ghost pepper has a wonderful taste. So, for me, if I'm going to eat ghost pepper in something and it has such a wonderful taste, I'm going to continue eating it even though it hurts because it tastes good. If a pepper is so hot, I'm not enjoying it because it doesn't taste good, then there's no point. I'm burning my mouth for no reason. So,
Welcome in, Ted Pottle. Welcome in, Ted.
hey, Ted Bottle, thanks for coming in.
Oh, and a note, Ted, I still haven't mailed your package, but I have it all wrapped up. They just have to go to the post office, just to let you know. I didn't forget about you. Let me see. What do they taste like? So the flavors off. I just talked about that. The heat of the pepper can sometimes overpower the flavor, but when used in moderation, the flavor can add depth and complexity to dishes. The fruity flavor of the orange habanero makes it a popular choice for adding heat to sweet and savory dishes such as fruit sauces, marinades, and hot sauces. I like using them with like mango too.
Or pineapple.
And pineapple. Oh, pineapple's great. They also could be used like in a jerk chicken sauce.
A pineapple sauce with shrimp.
Ooh.
Oh. You're making me hungry.
And if you're looking for a spicy twist on a classic cocktail, habanero margaritas are made with muddled orange habanero pepper slices, tequila, lime juice, and agave nectar. Pretty cool. And here's my last note on the orange habanero versus other habaneros. So a lot of people might not know this. Orange habaneros are one of the several types of habanero peppers, each with their own unique flavor and level of spiciness. So not all habaneros taste the same or have the same heat level. Other types of habaneros include red habaneros, chocolate habaneros, and white habaneros. So that's pretty cool. In terms of spiciness, all habaneros are pretty spicy, with a Scoville unit rating of 150,000, but some are hotter than others. While orange habaneros tend to have range up to 350,000, both chocolate and red Savina varieties can be hotter. So I'll just let you guys know that. So that is with our habanero. I could talk about this for a while. I love my hot peppers. And let's see, what's our next pepper? Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at the beauty on that.
I love peppers. They're so delicious. They jazz up anything. They jazz up tacos. They jazz up like anything. I love them. And I was asking Joe this last time. I said, I would like to make stuffed peppers out of those. They would look beautiful. But he said they're very thin. So
yeah, they're a little thinner than your regular bell pepper.
Okay, you want me to read this one?
Yep, go for it.
The bell pepper variety produces a medium-sized, blocky bell peppers with a deep purple color and a thick wall, making it for a sweet, crisp, and colorful addition to any dish. Purple skin contrasts beautifully with bright green interior flesh, bound to the spark interest around the dinner table because its unique appearance and wonderful flavor. Start indoors 8 to 10 weeks before last frost. Days to germinate are 10 to 21 days. And they could do earlier than that, guys, because with M.I. Gardner seeds, some might even pop up right away, like in the next couple of days. And you're like, whoa, and you weren't expecting it. Germination temperature is 75 degrees, 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 23 to 29 degrees Celsius. Days to maturity is 75 days. Planting space 12 to 18 inches. And fruit size 3 to 4 inches long. To harvest peppers, use a sharp shears to cut the pepper stem from the plant to avoid damage. Once peppers mature to their specialized color, the fruit will become more tender, signaling its ripeness. And yes, you do want to use the shears to cut them, because if you just rip them off the plant, you're going to split your stem and you probably won't get any more peppers off of that plant because you damaged the pepper plant. So make sure you're using like a little bit of snips or something like that when you're cutting them off. I always really am horrible at growing these types of peppers. I would like to grow and get really good at it. So far, we've done really good at growing things like habaneros and stuff like that because they're smaller. They are a sweet pepper. You want to grow them about 1/4 of an inch deep, and they're container friendly, and they like full sun. So that's really cool too.
And just let you guys know, when you cook them, they do turn color. But who wants just don't cook the pepper if you don't want to. If you want the color in that salad,
bagel mix. Slap some cream cheese on it, put some everything bagel mix on the top, and then eat them raw. Oh, you're making me want peppers. So yummy.
And most places don't have purple peppers.
No. They're so beautiful.
Grown from seed.
Yeah.
I mean, boom.
Okay.
Boom.
If you grow them this summer, take pictures, send them to us, and we'll post them on our community tab. Because we want to see your purple peppers. You purple pepper eaters.
Now, we're going to have some contests to share to grow some of the biggest vegetables. We plan to have an interview this week, which is, we're going to be live, but it's going to be a pre-recorded interview. So, and it's with Kevin Forty. Kevin Forty is the world record holder of several vegetables, and he lives in the UK. So there's going to be so many things we're going to ask him. And if you guys have any questions, please email us so we can answer. We can see if we could ask him those questions. So Kevin Forty, you could just look it up. World record holder, coming to Grow Big TV. That's so freaking awesome. It's unbelievable. You guys don't know how important some of these guests are. It's like, really? He's coming to your channel?
Exciting.
Most of these hot pepper gurus, not hot pepper, Grow Big, they have their own tricks up their sleeve. They don't want the tricks to get out, especially world record holders. So to have somebody like this is so special to have on our channel. Now, Copenhagen market cabbage. Look at that. Isn't that
sorry, but the word Copenhagen just reminds me of tobacco. So why did they call it Copenhagen market? It makes me wonder if it's maybe like thick, like tobacco leaves, or I don't know. I'm curious now. Why did they call it that?
I got to find that out, because I think it was the place where they actually grew it.
Oh, so it's an actual place.
Yep. It is. I got notes on that. Look at that. Good question. Copenhagen market early facts. They are. This early producer is an heirloom vegetable that produces large, round heads. The blue-green leaves are rich in nutrients and are delicious raw or cooked. Copenhagen market cabbage plants must be timed to mature before summer heat amps up. The cabbage has the world market in its name because it's a vigorous producer and has visual appeal, making it valuable for commercial growers. It is a heirloom cabbage that was developed in the early 1900s by Halmar Hartmann and Company in Copenhagen, Denmark.
Okay. Cool.
It took 2 years to arrive to America, where it was first offered by the Burpee Seed Company. It's interesting. Now, the first seed company I ever heard was actually the Burpee Seed Company. This is really cool. So let's read a little bit about what Luke, or M.I. Gardner, it's a family over there now. What do they say in the back of the packet? This is pretty cool. I didn't notice this before, but if you look at the packet, it has YouTube, Facebook, and what is that, Pinterest?
Instagram.
That's it. See how much I'm on Instagram? We're on Instagram, guys, by the way. Want me to read this one?
I don't care. I can do it.
Okay.
Perfect for market gardening, Copenhagen cabbage produces uniform heads spanning 6 inches in diameter and weighing in between 3 to 4 pounds. The size makes it necessary staple in your home garden since they are perfect for the family meal. Great in homemade sauerkraut, coleslaw, steamed cabbage stew, homemade egg rolls. This cool season annual can withstand even benefits from cooler temperatures and a light frost. That's what I'm talking about. Probably better to grow it towards the fall. Yeah. Yeah. So you can start indoors between 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. You can also direct sow this. So if you don't have enough room, like I have a grow station in my basement, and a lot of times I don't have enough room down there. So I will direct sow things just to save some space. So you can direct sow as soon as the ground is workable. 7 to 14 days to germinate. Germination temperature is 45 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 7 to 18 degrees Celsius. Days to maturity is 65. Planting space 12 to 8 inches. Plant size 8 inches wide to 14 inches tall. Now, the days to maturity is really great on that. 65 days is really short. So if you do grow this in the fall, you'll be harvesting this by November. And here in 6B, we get really cold in November. Like, it might be the best cabbage that you have ever grown. It might taste amazing. To harvest for the fresh eating, use a sharp knife to cut the base of the head. For storage, extract the plant with roots intact, remove outside leaves, and hang upside down in a cool, dark cellar type environment. Really cool, guys. And this is, for those that are confused, this is all from MI Gardener, y'all. You can grow it a 1/2 inch deep, full sun, and is very cold tolerant, which is great because around here, you could, like I said, start it in the fall, get it going, and, you know, you could have an awesome fall crop.
Now, there's going to be a story to this in a little bit. Just let you guys know. It's the mortgage lifter. Look how big that is. Huge, huge tomato.
We grew those last year. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
And there it is from that. And we'll tell you a little story after Courtney reads a little bit.
Okay, these are indeterminate tomato. Wow, I can't talk. The variety is popular for being the largest tomato in the garden, commonly weighed in at 2 pounds. These mammoth tomatoes pack flavor, richy, juicy fruits, taste acidic with a fruity sweetness. Great for all uses. When the fruits are sliced, often each slice is as large as a salad plate in diameter. Wow, they get huge. You start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. Days to germinate are 5 to 10 days. Germination temperature is 70 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit and or Celsius, 21 to 32 degrees Celsius. Days to maturity is 80 days. The plant spacing is 18 to 36 inches apart, and fruit size is up to 2 pounds. That is awesome. You're going to get a huge, huge tomato from that.
Huge.
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 Tomatoes in a variety of colors. Therefore, we can learn to determine ripeness through other senses. As tomatoes ripen, their colors become shiny. The weight of the full begins to increase while the firmness starts to give away. As tomatoes reach their peak ripeness, their aroma will become stronger, signaling that they are ready. Using clean shears to cut tomatoes from the stem, leaving the, I don't know what that says, the green top attached to the fruit. And you want to plant these 1/8 of an inch deep, and they need full sun.
Here, we got a Dusty Flats is here. Welcome in, Dusty Flats. He had a 2.9 pound mortgage lifter this year.
Nice.
That's Now that is a huge tomato.
That is huge.
Huge. I love saying
Huge.
that.
The song before
Huge.
is like huge.
So the story of the mortgage lifter tomato begins in the 1900s with a man named Radiator Charlie. Radiator Charlie, also known as MC Biles, was a radiator repairman from Logan, West Virginia. He had a passion for gardening and spent most of his free time experimenting with different plant varieties. One year, Radiator Charlie was facing really huge financial difficulties and was at risk of losing his house. To save his house, he decided to breed a new variety of tomato that would be so large and tasty that he could sell the plants for a high price and pay off his mortgage. And he did. And there goes the mortgage lifter. That's where the
Nice.
name came from, which is pretty awesome. And thank you guys for all staying. We've been having around 29 to 32 people in the chat for the last 15 minutes. And basically, that's been the whole time you've been here. We really appreciate you guys and sharing us out and staying with us. And we're going to really try to make this a lot of fun with a lot of different things you never saw on any other channel. Look at it. There's the Black Beauty eggplant.
Ooh.
I love growing eggplant. This is what I generally grow. I grow the Black Beauty eggplant. Okay.
Okay, you want me to do it?
Sure, you're doing good. I'm all stuffled. I can't even talk.
That's
You're
okay.
doing good.
A dark classic and beautiful vegetable. Plants love water and to be harvested on frequently, giving it space to produce more fruits. The Black Beauty yields large fruits ranging from 4 to 5 inches long. Fruits are large with a small, thin, pepper-like seeds. Very nutty and smooth. Try it in an exotic Italian take on the French dish ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
And you start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. Days to germinate are 7 to 14 days. Germination is between 60 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So other countries that don't use Fahrenheit, that's 15 to 30 degrees Celsius. Days to maturity is 75 days. The plant spacing is 12 to 18 inches. And the plant size is 20 to 30 inches. It's in a large bush, usually. Using sharp shears, snip the stem just above the fruit to avoid damage to your plant. Harvest when the skin is dark and glossy and should be able to see the seeds through the side of the skin. The ideal fruit will stop growing once it gets the right size. You also want to grow a 1/4 of an inch deep. It needs full sun, and you can grow it in a container as well. They're very container friendly.
Now, eggplants thrive in warm weather and will not tolerate frost. Transplants should not be planted into the garden until all chance of frost has passed. Due to the long growing season, and you're talking about a really long growing season with eggplant, Black Beauty seeds should be planted indoors at least 8 to 10 weeks before the average frost date. So that's very important to know with growing eggplant. And if you think you're getting an early start by planting eggplant, do not plant outside. You're going to kill the plant, or it's going to slow down the growth. If you have temperatures below 50 degrees, you could shut down your plant for 2 weeks of growth by just planting it outside a little earlier. And you don't want to do that. You want these eggplant to come out, before fall, right?
Right.
You want to keep them. You want to keep on producing. So be very careful. Just grow them indoor early. I mean, it's so important to do that, and don't plant outside too early. So that is our little thing with the seed packets, and it's very important because I never seen a channel. We want to be different, and I never seen anybody go over a seed packet before. So that's the reason why we're doing something a little different. I think that's very important to do things different. So hopefully you guys like that. Now we're going to give out these seeds, and it's going to be by trivia. So if you know the answer, first person wins. And I definitely got to get a pen out. I usually have read in the past. I did my notes. Now I'm like, you can't read that. What is that? I don't know. Just 1 second, guys. Last week's seeds winners are all in packets. I just got to get them mailed out. Just a note on Sunday Fun Day on Garden State Gardener. Well, it's not going to be on Garden State Gardener this week. It's going to be on Grow Big TV. And some of you guys, why are you doing that for? Well, we're just doing it for a little bit, just because, well, we need some viewing hours, just plain and simple and truthful. So I don't expect Corky to be here because this is actually my show. But you never know. She might pop in. It's family time, guys. Family time is very important to all of us. And so I want Corky to spend time with her family, because if a family's happy, then Corky be here more often. That's the way I look at it. So let's go to our trivia. So some might be easy, some might be hard. We'll see what we came up with. Oh, and I also want to show you guys a video first before we do this of the Vineyard Chicks. And it's going to be, guys, we're working on little things here on his channel. And I have no idea why we're having a problem putting in our download, because it's downloaded in the computer, but it's not showing up when I want to start the video. But this is the Vineyard Chicks doing our song intro. And thank you, Vineyard Chicks, for doing this for us. And we really appreciate it.
Why have a garden? I want to know, what can I grow now? How do I grow big? Like Grow Big TV. Talking right here with Joe and Corky, laughing out loud. But I'm still learning here on Grow Big TV. On Grow Big TV. And here's Joe and Corky.
That's so cute. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. The Vineyard Chicks are amazing. They're doing more music videos. That's what they're concentrating on, and I love the whole entire family. But I absolutely love they did that for us, and that's pretty cool. So that's going to be all worked out. That's going to be one of our kind of a jingle. And we're going to have some other stuff when it works, but I love those girls so much in that family. Okay, so trivia.
Yay! Oh, here we go.
Now, I don't see the answers, Corky. The only thing I see is this sheet. So, okay.
I got the answers.
What part of the horseradish plant can be used to make sauce? Well, we got a winner.
Boom!
So we got so that was, who was the winner? Mike?
Yes.
Mike's child gardening. I got it on my phone now. So Mike, you won a Copenhagen Market seed packet today that we talked about. So you won a cabbage. So if any winners, make sure you email me right away so I can put these in envelopes. And so, Mike, you want a Copenhagen Market cabbage. Thank you, Jane Doe, for putting my email address. And now next, some of them might be a little harder than others. So here's the next one. First winner. Here we go. I think this is pretty easy. What is the color of a kumquat?
It's a kumquat.
What is the color of the kumquat?
Oh, looks like Connie. No, wait, hold on. No. Stop the bus. Look looks like David Gray is the winner.
Congratulations to
Thank
David
you.
Gray. Yes, it's orange.
Thank you so much.
And you won the mortgage lifter. So congratulations to David Gray. Okay, next one. Next winner is going to win a purple Beauty Bell Pepper. This is actually pretty easy. Which plant was initially called the love apple? Boom! No, that was just Dustin.
King Cuba. Oh! Boom! Susan got it.
Congratulations to Susan Goulet.
Sorry, CB. You could have got it if you were just a little quicker. But Susan got it. We're good. She won. Tell her what she won, Joe.
You won the purple Beauty Bell Pepper. To Susan Goulet. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
The next question. What is the oldest living tree species? And you're going to win a habanero Caribbean orange.
Not a Caribbean cruise.
You're not winning a cruise here. Okay, who's Googling it? Who's Googling it? Anybody getting close?
Nope.
I'll give somebody a clue. It does start with a G. Yep, it starts with a G, guys. Winner gets trusting God's great. Grape. It's not the answer, no.
Oh, becoming a green stalker. Got it.
Awesome. Congratulations.
It's Ginkgo. Ginkgo? Yeah.
So, becoming a grain stalker?
Yep.
So, congratulations, becoming a grain stalker. She won a habanero Caribbean orange pepper. And the last winner will win a Black Beauty eggplant. And then we got hot sauce. I hope there's another question I put. If not, we got to figure out another one. How long does it take to grow mature ginger? And I'll take the first two answers around that range.
Okay, Wanda.
So congratulations to... we could get two winners for that.
Okay, so Wanda, and the second one is G Mama.
G Mama.
G Mama grows.
Love G Mama.
Me too.
You know what's funny? When I first said G Mama, I pronounced it Gamma. Congratulations to Gamma. And it's just me, my names. I'm telling you, it's terrible. Let me see if I have another.
Hello, Aquaman. Thanks for coming in. And I saw somebody else popping in, and now I lost them. Who was it? Ginger Ninja, my number one fan. She's in here. Thank you.
And welcome in, Ark Wildman Survival. Welcome in. Oh, this is great. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. So our last winner, and even though I had another question, I got to save them up for another time. Win some hot sauce from Pucker Butt. This is really cool. Brandied chocolate cherry. It's not the extreme hot version. Shake it up. So if you don't want this, you could always gift it to someone else. Make sure you guys email me right away. If you do not want the seeds, just let me know. But I need to know. I don't want to be waiting and waiting and waiting. Just please email me. So this is a really cool. This is a brandy new hot sauce from Pucker Butt. Brandied chocolate cherry hot sauce.
Ooh, yummy.
I wonder who's going to answer this one. Ready? Here we go. Good luck, everyone. Good luck.
What type of berry is used to make gin? And you don't have to, no one would have to ask me this question. Like, I would know it instantly because gin is my favorite alcoholic beverage. All right. Whoa. I'm waiting for a second to make sure there's no glitches. It looks like David Gray, you are the winner, but no chicken dinner this time. You got Pucker Butt.
Congratulations to David Gray. So that's pretty awesome.
Congrats, David Gray.
There we are. Wow. That was pretty cool. And all stuff I plan to get out this weekend. I got a crazy life going right now. I can't wait the next weekend where I'm healthy and it's so much easier. I got a little bit more time.
My next week is crazy. Okay, so my son, they're making gingerbread cookies at school tomorrow, next week, and I had to bring in the already cut out cookies. Okay, so I brought them in, and then she asked me today, "Are you going to be there?" Because my son's in 2 different classes, and it goes to school for 4 days, so I have to go both days next week. And I have to go wake up early, get in there, and make gingerbread cookies with my son, which is fine. I'm not complaining, but both days. And then not only that, I have a doctor's appointment with my son, and then she just dropped a bomb on me when I went in. She's like, "Oh, I chose your son. Could we do this special every year where it's called the Hanging of the Greens?" I don't know if you guys do that, where they trim pine trees, and like each teacher gets a pine tree hanging and they put it on their doors around Christmas time, right? So she chose my son to do it. So tomorrow we have to be at the school at 8:30 in the morning to do this program because she's going to be walking with my son to get the green. And I'm like, well, that's really cute, but I wish I would have known like a week ago.
Community involvement.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you everyone for coming here. Please share this out. We've been getting a lot of views after, and the reason why we get views after is because of you guys. And you guys talking around and stuff like that. We know there's a lot of lives going on when we do. We're just trying to make it easy, everybody. Hey, we're here at 7. Plain and simple. It's nice and easy. Mm-hmm. We're not changing times. We might change one. If we change a time, it's because there's something very important going on in our life, and we're just trying to manage an hour or two. Because family is always number one. But thank you guys so much. Our channel is really starting to explode all over the place, and it's only going to get better.
Did we make it to 800? Oh, we're at 792. We're almost there. Oh my gosh, you guys! Every day we check it, and every day it's moving up and up and up, and we are so grateful. Thank you so much for.
We got Trusting God has a question.
Ooh. Why are gingerbread cookies not red if we call redheads gingers? I
don't know. Only Trusting God will ask this kind of question. On the next live, why are gingerbread cookies not red if we call redheads ginger? We don't know the answer, but we'll get back to you. And there's a reminder from Jane. Grow Big TV will be for Sunday Fun Day. So, and we're going to give out over 25 packets, 25 winners of about 10 seed packets each for each winner, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of seeds. So, boom. So please share that out. We're trying to really get our hours And so if you guys can watch one of the videos over again on another computer, we appreciate that. It feels so weird saying it when I haven't said that in 2 years. But we really have a lot of great stuff planned on our channel, and we thank you guys. That's all. We really thank you guys for being here. We know who was here from the start.
Yep.
And it's so important. So everybody, we'll see you guys soon. And you guys are so generous. You guys are great. Thank you guys so much. Everyone have a good night.
Bye.